Welcome to Wyoming. Nap time if the car will stay cool enough with a couple of doors open. Just passed Salt Lake City, maybe half an hour ago. So getting towards western Utah. This is kind of what makes this job. These are the moments that make it special. This sunset is absolutely incredible, and the camera doesn't do it the slightest bit of justice. But reflecting on these moments, it's like they are the moments of joy, the moments of awe and wonder that stand out amidst a lot of really monotonous, boring, challenging driving. And I'd like it to be kind of the other way around, but maybe that's unrealistic. Maybe that's not the way life is. I don't know. Maybe life is what you make it. And maybe there's also limitations on that. Limitations on what it can be, what you can make it, because you still have to work within what exists and the way things are. So I think it's a little bit of both. These rest areas around the Utah-Nevada border, very reminiscent to me of the 1950s. '50s space age design, futuristic, unusual. think this place is a relic from the 50s. I could be wrong, but that would be my guess. Everything's basically gone great today, no drama. Staying forward focused, making forward progress, taking a couple naps today. I've laid off of energy drinks. Basically altogether, I think I've had one on this whole trip, and it didn't feel like it helped me. It didn't feel necessary. I just have a little bit of an addiction at this point. So other than that, I've determined that if I'm tired, I need rest. That's a nap, that's not an energy drink. And I'm gonna go at whatever pace I go. At the same time, I do feel like I'm just moving across the country very slowly. I feel like I should have made more progress than I have today. I'm still 10 hours out. According to Google Maps, I drive a little slower most of the time than the speed limit, so I'm actually a little bit more than that. I really wanted that to be down to 6 hours today. And the fact that I'm still 10 hours out means I've really only covered, according to Google Maps, about 6 hours of time today. That seems almost impossible, since I feel like I've been in the car driving the vast majority of the day, besides stopping relatively quickly for snacks, for gas, for taking a shower at a Planet Fitness. And the day's not over. It's 9:30 p.m. I could definitely go another 2 hours, but I am a bit tired. It just feels like, it's been super, super hot the entire time, with a small exception of last night when it really cooled down quite a lot. And I think I slept pretty good, but still, sunrise is early. I wake up early. I haven't necessarily got 8 hours of sleep. And I just feel like I've been moving so slowly across the country, and I'm fatigued, and my back hurts, and that makes me not want to sit for long periods in the car. And if you really want to get progress across the country, you kind of just have to sit for long periods and keep the car moving forward. So lots of things that make me doubt whether this is really sustainable to me. But at the same time, maybe I'm in a little bit of a recovery process, moving into a pace that can actually be sustainable to me. I've already told my customers, both of them, that I expect to drop off tomorrow, so I want to drop off tomorrow. But really, as I'm still working on this process of telling people, I'm not sure when I will get there. I'll be leaving on or around this date. I'll be driving straight through, and I'll get there when I get there. And that's totally fine to just communicate that way up front. I don't think it matters to anybody whether I drop these things off tomorrow or the next day. If it matters to anyone, it probably matters to me more than anyone, and that's only because of having set that expectation, which I didn't need to do. So anyways, I do feel a bit tired. I don't think I'm going to stop here, though. Sometimes, those few hours at night are what really gets you some forward progress. It starts to cool down. You start to get in a zone and have less distractions. You just kind of keep moving forward. And next thing you know, you end up 3 hours closer. And I've found that it usually doesn't affect me too much the next day. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, because I usually end up not being able to fall asleep sooner anyway, so I might as well just put in a few hours of driving. And maybe that's a holdover mindset that I'm trying to actually get away from, but I do think that I will probably keep on going from here a little bit into Utah. I can say pretty honestly that if I do not do that, I'm not dropping these things off tomorrow. I can't see myself putting in 10 hours tomorrow, getting there at a reasonable time. Although I will gain an hour coming into Pacific time. And in theory, if I was to get up at 6 and get right on the road, make a few stops, I should be dropping off by 6 p.m. That would be reasonable, so who knows. I've decided to stop at the very next rest area, which I think was less than an hour from the one I was just at. A couple different reasons for this. Most important being I'm tired, and that's kind of that. In addition to that, this is at a summit. It's actually called Summit. The exit was called Summit, meaning the elevation's a little higher and the air is a little cooler, and that's really important for a good night's sleep. I don't know what any other options will be like. The air is pretty cool here. The next rest area is 114 miles, and I'm just really not feeling up to driving that far. It's only 9:34 now, would have been 10:34, but that's 12:34 in the morning Michigan time, which is the time zone that I am accustomed to. So it feels very late. Good thing about that is that 5 a.m. should feel like 8 a.m. And so really, if I'm able to get these items dropped off tomorrow as planned, which is what I want to do, I'm gonna have to count on getting up when it's light out, getting on the road, getting moving, and staying moving, and putting in another maybe 12 hours of driving with minimal stops. Let's say 2 hours of stops, starting at 5 a.m. local time, dropping off around 7 p.m., which is reasonable. I've taken a little walk, done a little scoping out, and I'm deciding to do myself a big favor here. Because the biggest cause for me of not sleeping well at a rest stop is lights. Not only the lights that are overhead, which this one's very, very minimal, only has like 2 or 1 that's working, but lights from other vehicles that like to come in and leave their lights on. And even the ones who don't leave their lights on, still as they're coming up the on-ramp, they shine their lights brightly, which they can't really prevent, but I can prevent it. So I just walked up this little road, and it seems to be plenty wide enough. There's even kind of a shoulder here where I can just tuck the car in right here, turn my lights off, and it's nice and dark. And even if a vehicle goes by up there, there might be a little bit of light, but not a glaring light shining right in my window, which is what I'm trying to avoid. So just by taking a little walk, which I think is important to do at the end of the day anyway, and throughout the day ideally, scoping it out and adjusting very, very slightly, I believe that I should get a much better night's sleep.